Hello everyone, today I'm going to be working on a large Chinese elm. It is due a repot which I will be doing today. In addition, it has suffered severe frost damage due to the sub-zero temperatures that we suffered earlier this month. The Chinese elm will be repotted and pruned, so stay tuned. Hey, it's me, Iqbal Khan. If you have not yet subscribed to mikbonsai, then click the subscribe button and hit the bell icon to subscribe and receive notifications as I upload new videos. So this is the Chinese elm, the tree that I mentioned earlier. This is the apex of the tree, and you can see how badly it has suffered. Majority of the leaves have died during the frost, and along with that, I'm sure there is some dieback of the branches, and this is very opportune moment to prune the damaged areas and also reduce some of these thin, long, leggy branches and make the tree more compact. The Chinese elms, they backbud profusely, and so this is a good time to do that work and make the tree much more compact. It is now time to remove the tree from its pot, and so here goes. It's not secured with wires and it's quite easy to come out. I'm continuing to work the old soil and remove it from the roots. This is a root hook, is very handy in making the soil sort of loosen up compared to the rake, which has a tendency to get stuck in the roots, and we have to be very slow when using the rake. I have finally managed to bare root the tree, and now we'll start sorting out the roots. So I'm going to take this right back to there where it's coming from. It's doubling back on itself, so we'll remove that. It's quite a long root, and same thing with this one here. It's coming all the way from here. So we'll go back right in and reduce it to there. This one will reduce it to about there. This is dead, so remove the dead roots. Finding a few more dead roots in here. I have cleaned the pot as best as I could, and the wire meshes are in with hairpin bends, and as are the anchor wires. I have added a few layers of cat litter, and then I'm going to sprinkle some chicken pellets on this layer, and then add more cat litter to so that the roots are not directly in contact with the chicken pellets. As the roots grow and they go through this first layer, the chicken pellets are just below, and it will kickstart the tree's growth even more. It's time to place the tree in the pot. So that's the front, and I'll just spread the roots out, and then we'll ease the tree in and settle it in. That looks pretty good. So I'm going to secure it with these wires. Just do it by hand for now, and we'll secure it shortly. I'll keep adding the cat litter and until there's enough in there. To tighten the wire, I'll just pull, release and turn to take up the slack. So that's how this is done. So I'm giving it quite a pull to take up the slack, and then release and turn. So that takes up the slack, and when there is no more slack, that's when we stop turning. Otherwise the wire will break and we'll have to start all over again. That is the wire on the right hand side, which I've cut earlier. I'm now going to bury it in the cat litter to hide it. The repotting work is complete, and it is now time to give the tree and the soil a thorough soaking. So I will take it over to another table where the water is, soak it, and be right back. I'm now going to start working on the upper part of the tree, and before that I've covered the soil with the dishcloth to stop any debris falling into the new material that I've put in. This is what the tree looks like before I start, and I'm going to start from the apex, remove the dead leaves and dead branches, and then reduce the length of the branches to make it into a much more tighter and compact tree. I'm going to start from here, just remove these dead leaves and then go in again and reduce the branches. That's the way to tackle this. And if you have trees that have suffered the same fate, and provided they are deciduous trees and they backbud, then this is a very good and quick way of sorting it out, and also making your tree more compact. The pads would be more compact, and the branches more sort of shorter, and bring it back into proportion and scale. We're looking at the apex, and just removing all the dead leaves has made a big difference, and the green leaves make quite an impact. But the next piece of work that I've got to do is to shorten the thin and long leggy branches. Moving up to this pad, again shorten these branches, reduce the height of that, and here this is sort of starting to grow into the next one, so shorten that, and again same thing with these ones up here, and there's a few branches here which are starting to cross with this one, so we will basically take this right back to there and reduce that, the rest are okay. Continuing with this, this is too close to the primary branch, so we'll remove that completely, reduce that a bit, and this pad is done. And we'll move to the lower pad. We'll now start working on this pad, and again same routine, reduce the thin leggy long branches, and also in fact reduce the height a little bit more, and we'll do the same thing up here, and same thing with that and that and that, and over here we'll basically reduce that to there. So that part looks okay except for this one. This is again quite thin and leggy, so we are going to reduce it to there, and that looks okay for now. And we will now move up to the next pad. Same principle, we'll reduce that to there, that to there, and that to there, there and there. That is very thin and leggy, so we're going to bring it right down to there. And same thing with this one, reduce it to there, perhaps a little bit more there, and this one again we'll reduce it to there. So this section is done, so we now work on this section here. So again this is quite thin and long, so we'll reduce it to there, and so it goes back to about there in length, and then we come up to this part here. So tackling this pad, I'm going to reduce this to right back to there, and then again this is quite thin and leggy, so that also will go right back to there, and same thing with this one and this one. Again they are starting to cross. As you can see, it's very thin and long. There's this branch here that I'm holding, so I'm going to cut it back to there. That reduces it quite considerably. And then tackling this part, this appears to be okay. I had already pruned that, but I'll prune this one back a bit more to there. And this one again to there. There's a bud there which will take over. It's looking better. And now turning to this pad here, this is a bit thin and leggy, so I'm going to cut it back and leave that bud there where the scissors are pointing, and just there, and also reduce this one. And these are starting to cross, so best to reduce them back. So that's the pad to work on next. These are quite thin and longish, so reduce them. Same thing with this one, and this one, and this one. That makes the pad much tighter. Moving up, there's these branches which are coming from the primary and secondary branches, so I reduce that to there. There's a bud there, so that'll take over. Now just keep working around the tree and move up. Now it's the pad here. Again, we'll reduce these branches quite considerably. This one to about there. There are buds below this, the cut, and those buds will take over. I'm now going to work on this pad here, and we'll repeat the process of shortening these long leggy branches, and same thing with this one here. And there are these branches on the primary branch which are very, very thin, and so they need to come out. So that's tidied up this part. We're now going to work on this part here. So start reducing the very thin and leggy branches, and also there's a bit of a crisscross going on here. So we basically remove the branches which are crossing over, and other than that just shorten them up, and we will end up with a very, very tight, compact sort of pad. I'm going to remove this one. It's again, so it reduces the pad to a more manageable level. And perhaps I might do that with these branches here. Again, they're very thin. This one again is very thin and leggy, so we'll just take it right back to there. And this one again, we'll take it to there. That's again getting very long. Reduce it to back there, and height of that one can come down a bit. This one will leave it. There's that bit of greenery. Next is this pad here, and I'm going to reduce the branch behind to a much lower level, and same thing with that one. Now I'm going to clean up this pad here, this lower pad. So that's done. Looks neater, tidier, and as the leaves, new leaves come through, new buds, new branches, it'll be a very tight pad. It's all done, and that is the apex of the tree. Much thinner, much lighter, and the sunshine can now get through to the lower branches. And without sun and light, the lower branches tend to die. Well, here we are, the Chinese elm which had suffered. I'll give it a quick 360, and it's a much thinner, lighter tree now. And these Chinese elms, they backbud like crazy, and it's a matter of another 4 to 6 weeks before the new foliage appears. That's all for now. This is Iqbal Khan for mikbonsai in West London. Until the next time. And now for the afterthought. Some people hear my voice and assume I'm thick. Earlier today I spoke to a guy on the phone and gave him my name. And I swear to God, he asked me if I could spell it. You dig?